4 touchdown passes were the tie for the second most in school history. And a fun note, he had as many touchdown passes as he did incompletions tonight. He was 13 to 17 with 4 touchdowns and 373 yards. It was the first 4 touchdown game for a quarterback since October 6th, 2018 against UNLV.
Dylan, just to hear that stat line, I mean, how do you feel about tonight's game?
I feel really good about tonight's game. I think just looking at all phases of football, just the outside, just the receivers outside, just the running backs, and just the O-line up front. I thought there was that time I threw Luke that touchdown. I could have sat back there all day. So I think just leaving the game, just being really proud with that, and just what we did up front.
And you guys started the game very heavily on the ground. We're midway through the second quarter. I believe you had 20 yards passing at that point, and then something just clicked. Mm-hmm. What changed, in that second quarter as you guys started to get the pass game going?
Mm-hmm. I think we really just seen those safeties play. We're playing really low the whole game. I think they were trying to stop the run. And I think when we hit Deuce and Caleb, kind of backed them up from there. And I just at that point, I don't think they knew really exactly what to do. So
through the first 2 games, at UNM, you guys hold pretty tight, have a couple good drives in the first half, and things kind of actually fizzle out to tonight, where it's a strong start, but maybe not lighting the board up, and then you guys absolutely for the rest of the game. What have you kind of learned about this offense and what is full ceiling?
I think you can talk about last week what we did offensively. When you're playing a team like that, everything's got to be perfect. Especially against the SEC team, they're not going to make many mistakes, not going to get many calls. So, I think really going to that game, that's definitely a big emphasis. And then I think moving on, I think we had a really, really good week of practice. We knew don't take Tennessee Tech lightly. Each game, go in there full purpose. So, I think just today, we definitely got after them and proud of the team.
Huge night for Bill, too, as well. Average 13.5 yards per carry, 3 rushing TDs. What do you see out of him? How he kind of maybe progressed from the last week to this week?
I really like seeing how hard he runs. There's times where, one guy could have him in the backfield and you'll see him just kind of spin out of it, keep getting yards. That's exactly what you want to have a running back. You definitely want a guy who's going to get everything he can get. So, I'm really proud of Bill tonight, too.
No Jeremiah tonight, and he's been consistently one of your favorite targets for good reason. But Weissong kind of stepped up. What you like at Weissong and the rest of the team?
Yeah, I think with Jeremiah out, I think it's kind of the mentality thing where, hey, next guy up, which we do a good job preparing our twos, So, Luke had a really, really good night. He was just beating his guys with speed, and there's another time on the sideline, there's a guy kind of on him. He just makes a great move and makes a great catch. So, definitely proud of Luke and making plays.
That was your first game here at University Stadium. Did it live up to expectations? What was your favorite takeaway from the night?
I think the biggest thing, I tell people all the time, this is out of all the seasons I've played, this is the most excited I've been for a season. I just think just getting a win in front of the home crowd too, being on that losing streak, definitely kind of sucks. But, getting that win tonight definitely felt good for the hometown. And then especially with the big game next week, leading up to that and want everyone who can show up to that game. So looking at them.
I think you in particular, all 4 of your receiving TDs were 4 different receivers. To be able to spread that around like that, what does that tell you?
I think the biggest thing, I think it's going to make it hard for defenses. I think it's different when you're just throwing to one guy. Hey, we might have to double this guy. I think when you look at us, it's like, hey, which guy are we really going to look at? If you look at every single receiver, they're going to make plays. If you play a man-to-man, they're going to go up and go get it. So, when you have a receiving core like that, I feel pretty confident all the time.
Else?
Yeah, Dylan, just getting the win tonight, or not only just getting the win, but kind of a statement, 56 points on the field tonight. What kind of culture are you guys trying to build and keep going through this season?
I think just really setting that standard. And I think the biggest thing, too, is we're already thinking about is that next week's game. That's definitely the real big game. And I think this game's going to lead up to that. And just, like I said before, just it all starts with practice. Have a good week of practice. Everything's going to play out.
You got the haircut pregame? No superstitions about cutting hair during the season?
I've needed to get it cut for the past 3 weeks. I've been telling myself I'm going to get it cut today, and then I don't end up getting it cut. So I finally got a haircut. Told Coach G I was getting a haircut, so I finally did. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
All right, anything? I got it. What do you think of the lights? No one's asked about the lights.
Oh, I like lights. That was awesome. I didn't really notice it at the time, but I was like, looking at it after, I was like, okay, that was pretty awesome. I enjoyed that, yeah.